Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We begin in the name of Almighty Allah, the most magnificent, the ever merciful. We glorify Him, we praise Him, and of course we do elevate His name as He ought to be elevated. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I take the opportunity first up to extend to you the eternal and of course the universal salutation of peace. May the peace, blessings and mercies of Almighty Allah be upon you and yours. A most pleasant good morning going out to you on this beautiful, beautiful Friday morning. Of course, I do pray and hope that you are healthy, you are well, you are enjoying a period of happiness, prosperity and well-being. I'm your host and brother in humanity, Imam Safras Ghani, here in your company once again on this, the auspicious and the holy day of Friday, the day of Jum'ah here in Trinidad and Tobago. I take the opportunity to say to you, Jummah Mubarak. I also take the opportunity as well to say a very special thank you going out to Pandit Kunj Bihari for his previous rendition. And of course, we do wish him a safe and a speedy trip back home. All praises are due to Almighty Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the magnificent, the merciful, Master of the Day of Judgment. O Allah, it is you do we worship, and from you only do we ask for help. Guide us to the straight path, the path of those upon whom you have bestowed your favor, not the path of those who have evoked your anger, nor the path of those who have gone astray. Ameen Ya Rabbal Alameen. Well, today's Islamic date is the 7th day in the month of Shawwal, which of course is the 10th month on the Islamic calendar. We are currently in the year 1447. Today also coincides with the 4th and the last Friday in the month of March for the year 2026. Today is the first Friday after the holy month of Ramadan, after the Eid celebrations. Of course, how did your Eid celebrations go? I hope all went well. I hope you had a very pleasant, enjoyable, spiritual Eid celebrations. Of course, you can send me a message via the WhatsApp number 2994103. Let me know how things went with your Eid celebrations over the weekend. And of course, as we are now getting ready to commence the holy day of Jum'ah here in Trinidad and Tobago, the first Jum'ah after the month of Ramadan, after the Eid celebrations, of course, allow me now to take the opportunity to officially welcome you live on air, live on the internet, and of course, live across our social feeds as well for our weekly program, this weekly program titled Soul Inspirations, your program for inspiration, information, education, and entertainment. I've got lots to share with you as we work our way through the course of this particular hour, all the way up to the 6 o'clock mark. Whatever you do, don't hit that dial. Keep it locked on to 103.1 FM. You are listening to Soul Inspirations, and I'm yours truly, Imam Safras Ghani.
Lakho salam, lakho salam, lakho salam, lakho salam. Mustafa jaane rahmat pe lakho salam. Shama-e baz mein हिदायत पे लाखों सलाम. हम गरीबों के आका पे बेहद दरूद. हम गरीबों के आका पे बेहद दरूद. हम फकीरों की सरवत पे लाखों सलाम. शम्मा-ए बज़ में हिदायत पे लाखों सलाम. लाखों सलाम, लाखों सलाम. शहरे यारे इरम ताजदारे हरम. शहरे यारे रम ताजदारे हरम. नौ बहारे شفاعت پہ لاکھوں سلام مصطفیٰ جانے رحمت پہ لاکھوں سلام شمع بز میں ہدایت پہ لاکھوں سلام اس کی باتوں کی لذت پہ لاکھوں درود اس کی باتوں کی لذت پہ لاکھوں درود اس کے خطبے کی ہیبت پہ لاکھوں سلام مصطفیٰ جانے رحمت پہ لاکھوں سلام لاکھوں سلام لاکھوں سلام عرش تا فرش ہے جس کے زیر نگی عرش تا فرش ہے جس کے زیر نگی اس کی قاہر ریاست پہ لاکھوں سلام مصطفیٰ جانے رحمت پہ لاکھوں سلام مہر چرخے نبوت پہ روشن درود مہر چرخے نبوت پہ روشن درود گلے باغے رسالت پہ لاکھوں سلام مصطفیٰ جانے رحمت پہ لاکھوں سلام شمع السلام ہدایت پہ لاکھوں سلام یا رحمت للعالمین رحمت پہ لاکھوں سلام السلام
Yes, indeed, a wonderful nasheed to kickstart things off on the program this morning. Of course, you are tuned into Soul Inspirations right here on 103.1 FM with yours truly, Imam Safraz Ghani. And as always, it's an absolute honor and, of course, a personal pleasure to be in your company once again for around about the next hour or so on this, the first Friday after the month of Ramadan, the first Friday after the Eid celebrations. And I can tell you there is a different feeling in the month of Ramadan. There is a feeling of heightened spirituality. There is an aura of togetherness, an aura of spirituality that you just can't explain, and you don't get that feeling outside of the month of Ramadan. May Almighty Allah continue to bless us with goodness in our lives as we now look to forge on with our lives post-Ramadan. I also want to say as well that the program this morning is being brought to you through the kind courtesies of Point Fortune Hardware Limited, Adams Project Management and Construction Limited, Absolute Investments Limited, Nicer Brand Products Limited, and the Original Barbecue Hut Limited. Also on the program coming up this morning, we'll be having a very, very interesting segment as we always tend to do here on the program. Of course, we'll start off with our short inspirational segment coming up in just a short bit. We've got the early morning call to prayer coming up as well. I've got a few beautiful Islamic selections lined up for you as well. And of course, later on in the program, as we get into our lecture segment, this morning I'll be talking about how good it feels how good it feels to have your faith in humanity restored. That's our talking point for this morning, a very interesting talking point. So that's coming up in just a bit as we get into our lecture segment a bit later on in the program. In the meantime, though, let me share with you another beautiful Islamic rendition. Of course, Jummah Mubarak going out to you and yours, and with the peace, blessings and mercies of Almighty Allah be with you always.
کوئی تو ہے جو نظام ہستی چلا رہا ہے، وہی خدا ہے. کوئی تو ہے جو نظام ہستی چلا رہا ہے، وہی خدا ہے. دکھائی بھی جو نہ دے نظر بھی جو آ رہا ہے، وہی خدا ہے، وہی خدا ہے، وہی خدا ہے، وہی خدا ہے. نظر بھی رکھے سماتے بھی، وہ جان لیتا ہے نیتیں بھی. نظر بھی رکھے سماتے بھی، وہ جان لیتا ہے نیتیں بھی. جو خانہ لاشعور میں جگمگا رہا ہے، وہی خدا ہے، وہی خدا ہے، وہی خدا ہے، وہی خدا ہے. تلاش اس کو نہ کر بتوں میں، وہ ہے بدلتی ہوئی رتوں میں. تلاش اس کو نہ کر بتوں میں، وہ ہے بدلتی ہوئی رتوں میں. جو دن کو رات اور رات کو دن بنا رہا ہے، وہی خدا ہے، وہی خدا ہے، وہی خدا ہے، وہی خدا ہے. کوئی تو ہے جو نظام ہستی چلا رہا ہے، وہی خدا ہے. دکھائی بھی جو نہ دے نظر بھی جو آ رہا ہے، وہی خدا ہے، وہی خدا ہے، وہی خدا
Yes, indeed, a beautiful reminder. Wahi Khuda hai, that indeed Almighty Allah is the Khuda, Almighty Allah is above all. May Almighty Allah continue to guide us towards goodness, towards betterment of our lives as we now look to continue on with our lives outside of the month of Ramadan. Of course, currently we are going through another fasting period outside of the month of Ramadan. It's a special period during this particular month, the 10th month on the Islamic calendar. But I can tell you, fasting outside of the month of Ramadan and fasting in the month of Ramadan, it's not the same. It's a huge difference. There is a special feeling that you get in the month of Ramadan that you cannot experience fasting outside of the month of Ramadan. And of course, you tend to miss that feeling, you tend to miss that period. Our only dua, our only hope, and our only prayer is that Almighty Allah continues to bless us with many, many more wonderful Ramadans to come in our lives. So may Almighty Allah bless you this day. May He continue to bless you in this upcoming month, this new month, the month of Shawwal on the Islamic calendar. And of course, pretty soon we'll be rolling over to April as well. May Almighty Allah remove all challenges and obstacles from your path, and may He continue to bless you with goodness. May He continue to guide your footsteps always. May He bless you with happiness, prosperity, and of course the strength and the courage to face the challenges that will now come your way now that the month of Ramadan has come to an end. I also must take the opportunity as well to say a very special thank you going out to the sponsors. The program this morning is being brought to you through the kind courtesies of Point 14 Hardware Limited, Absolute Investments Limited, Adams Project Management and Construction Limited, Nicer Brand Products Limited, and the Original Barbecue Hut Limited. Well, on that note, coming up in just a bit, we've got our inspirational segment. Definitely do keep it locked on to 103.1 FM. This is Soul Inspirations. So I want to start off our inspirational segment this morning by narrating to you a narrative that I read earlier this week. So the author writes that I was at the supermarket the other day, minding my business, looking at a particular product on one of the shelves, but all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I hear someone say in a very harsh voice, "Get that for me." Of course, surprised, I looked to the left, and there was a woman in one of those shopping scooters. No cast, no crutches. Apparently, she seemed to be talking to me. So I asked her, "Are you talking to me?" So she points at something on the shelf without flinching, and she repeats those words in a very harsh tone. "Get that for me." I just stared at her, and I'm thinking to myself, not a please, not an excuse, not an excuse me, not even a hint of a question. Just a straight up command like I was her personal attendant. After a moment of silence, where she clearly couldn't tell what was going wrong in my mind, I replied with a simple no, and I walked away. Now, on the backdrop of that narrative, I want to talk to you about a topic that affects individuals, affects workplaces, families, and even entire societies. The perils of having an entitled mentality. By entitled mentality, I mean a persistent belief that one deserves special treatment, that a person may deserve special privileges or rewards without proportionate effort, without responsibility or gratitude. Entitlement is different from confidence or a legitimate expectation of fairness. Entitlement is a mindset that places a person's perceived rights above mutual obligations and above common courtesy. So firstly, what does an entitled mentality look like in everyday life? Well, it shows up as impatience. It shows up as intolerance when things don't go your way. It sounds like phrases such as, "I deserve this," or "That's not fair to me," or "Why should I have to wait?" And it appears when people expect promotions and rewards without learning, when they believe that rules don't apply to them, or when they take credit for other people's work. Entitlement manifests itself in small interactions, for example, cutting in a line, or ignoring store policies, or demanding special favors. And then, of course, it manifests in larger contexts, like workplace entitlement that erodes team cohesion, or parental entitlement that hampers the growth of a child. Secondly, let's examine the roots of entitlement. Where does it actually come from? And multiple factors contribute. One is upbringing. Children who are constantly shielded from consequences. Children who are rarely asked to take responsibilities, or who are rewarded simply for existing, may eventually come to expect that the world will always accommodate them. They may eventually come to expect that the world revolves around them. Another factor is social comparison and consumer culture. In today's world, we are inundated and overwhelmed with messages that tend to equate worth with possessions, with status, and instant gratification. Technology and social media tends to amplify this particular concept by providing constant streams of curated lives and simultaneously by presenting easier paths to immediate rewards. A related cause is the misinterpretation of fairness. People who have been told that they deserve equal outcomes rather than equal opportunities can develop unrealistic expectations in their minds. And finally, entitlement can grow from perceived scarcity or injustice. When people feel deprived, they may adopt a moral code that justifies in their mind taking what they believe should be theirs. Understanding where entitlement comes from is absolutely important, as it helps you to see why it is so persistent. And the consequences are indeed profound at both individual and collective levels. At the individual level, an entitled mentality undermines personal growth. Full stop. If you believe success should come without efforts, you won't develop resilience, you won't take the time to develop skill or patience. Entitlement fosters complacency. You think to yourself, why learn a difficult skill when I have a shortcut available to me? Over time, this undercuts competence. Entitled people often experience higher levels of frustration, higher levels of anger and disappointment because reality does not match their inflated expectations. And those emotions damage relationships and increase stress, which in turn impacts physical and mental health. Studies show links between entitlement and lower well-being, higher rates of interpersonal conflict, and reduced life satisfaction. In short, entitlement is a self-sabotaging trap. It promises easy rewards, but it delivers isolation and stagnation. On the interpersonal level, entitlement corrodes trust and teamwork. In the workplace, entitlement undermines collaboration and morale. When one team member expects special treatment or credits success solely to themselves, colleagues become demotivated. And over time, talented people leave and productivity falls and the organizational culture deteriorates. In family settings and in friendships, entitlement leads to unfair burdens placed on others. It leads to manipulative behavior and ultimately it leads to resentment. People who feel taken advantage of will eventually withdraw or retaliate, creating cycles of conflict that harm everyone involved. So, given these harms and mechanisms, how do you counteract entitlement? Well, on an individual level, try your best to cultivate responsibility and gratitude. Responsibility means embracing accountability for your actions and for the outcomes of your actions. Seek feedback, seek your own mistakes, and view challenges as opportunities to grow. Gratitude counters entitlement by shifting focus from what you lack to what you may have. Practice gratitude daily. Practice mindful reflections daily. You can even volunteer. And this can recalibrate your expectations and build empathy in your mind. Whatever you do, develop a growth mindset. Value effort and learning over the illusion of effortless entitlement. When you meet success, attribute it to hard work, to support, and sometimes luck, and use it as a reason to invest in others. So as we wrap up, I want you to address a likely concern. Look into your life and understand that entitlement is a pervasive and growing problem because of cultural, because of psychological, and of course in some cases because of institutional forces.
Yes, Mom.
Its perils include personal stagnation. It includes broken relationships. It includes weakened institutions and economic inefficiency. But these outcomes are not inevitable. Through intentional cultivation of responsibility, of gratitude and fairness, through clear boundaries, through transparent systems, and through compassionate but firm accountability, you can reduce entitlement's hold on yourself and on your communities. So if you take one point away from this morning's discourse, let it be this: that a healthy life, a healthy society depends on balancing rights with responsibilities. Expecting the world to bend to your desires, expecting the world to revolve around you without effort, corrodes your character and your community. Choosing responsibility, on the other hand, builds competence, it builds trust, it builds resilience, and those are the real engines of meaningful success. Well, at this point in the program, we now go to the early morning call to prayer. The early morning call to prayer is being brought to you this morning through the kind courtesies of Absolute Investments Limited of Monroe Road in Cunupia.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح خير من النوم. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
يا من هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر الخالق البارئ المصور الغفار القهار الوهاب الرزاق الفتاح العليم القابض الباسط الخافض الرافع المعز المذل السميع البصير الحكم العدل اللطيف الخبير الحليم العظيم الغفور الشكور العلي الكبير الحفيظ المقيم الحسيب الجليل الكريم الرقيب المجيب الواسع الحكيم الودود المجيد الباعث الشهيد الحق الوكيل القوي المتين الولي الحميد المحسن المبدي المعيد المحيي المميت الحي القيوم الواجد الماجد الواحد الصمد القادر المقتدر المقدم المؤخر الأول الآخر الظاهر الباطن الوالي المتعال البر التواب المنتقم العفو الرؤوف مالك الملك ذو الجلال والإكرام المقسط الجامع الغني المغني المانع الظاهر النافي النور الهادي البديع الباقي الوارث الرشيد الصبور
حسبي ربي جل الله ما في قلبي غير الله نور محمد صلى الله لا إله إلا الله حسبي ربي جل الله ما في قلبي غير الله نور محمد صلى الله لا إله إلا الله वो जो बिलाल हबशी है सरवरदी का प्यारा है वो जो बिलाल हबशी है सरवरदी का प्यारा है दुनिया के हर आशिक की آنکھوں کا وہ تارا ہے وہ جو بلال حبشی ہے سروردی کا پیارا ہے دنیا کے ہر عاشق کی آنکھوں کا وہ تارا ہے ظلم ہوئے کتنے اس پر سینے پر رکھا پتھر لب پر پھر بھی جاری تھا لا الہ الا اللہ حسبی ربی جل اللہ ما فی قلبی غیر اللہ نور محمد صلی اللہ لا الہ الا اللہ حسبی ربی جل اللہ ما فی قلبی غیر اللہ نور محمد صلی اللہ لا الہ الا اللہ اپنی بہن سے بولے عمر یہ تو بتا کیا کرتی تھی اپنی بہن سے بولے عمر یہ تو بتا کیا کرتی تھی میرے آنے سے پہلے کیا چپ کے پڑھتی تھی اپنی بہن سے بولے عمر یہ تو پتا کیا کرتی تھی میرے آنے سے پہلے کیا چپ کے پڑھتی تھی بہن نے جب قرآن پڑھا سن کے کلام پاک خدا دل عمر کا بول اٹھا لا الہ الا اللہ حسبی ربی جل اللہ ما فی قلبی غیر اللہ نور محمد صلی اللہ لا الہ الا اللہ
Assalamu alaikum. See, we work so hard, sometimes forgetting about our hearts. What are we chasing for? We don't need more. I know the world is tough, but all we need to show is love. Everything will be fine. Now here's your sign. La 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 نحتاج المال كي نزداد جمالا جوهرنا هنا في القلب لا 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 نرضي الناس بما لا نرضاه لنا حالا ذاك جمالنا يسمو يتعالى أوه 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 كن أنت تزداد جمالا كن أنت تزداد جمالا لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله Always be yourself, that is where you will find yourself. That is the key to the door for happiness and more. Always put your faith in your Lord, He will keep you safe. Don't ever feel no fear, He'll always be right here. La 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 نحتاج المال كي نزداد جمالا جوهرنا هنا في القلب لا 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 نرضي الناس بما لا نرضاه لنا حالا ذاك جمالنا يسمو يتعالى أوه 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 كن أنت تزداد جمالا Loving yourself will set you free. You don't have to follow all the things you see. Be yourself and you will find happiness and peace of mind. Oh, we are not alone. We have Allah. ازداد جمالا جوهرنا هنا في القلب دلالا نرضي الناس بما لا نرضاه لنا حالا ذاك جمالنا يسمو يتعالى كن أنت تزداد جمالا كن أنت تزداد جمالا.
Welcome back. I'm yours truly, Imam Safraz Ghani, host of this weekly program titled Soul Inspirations, your program for inspiration, information, education, and entertainment on this beautiful Friday morning, the first Friday after the month of Ramadan. Jummah Mubarak going out to you and yours. May the blessings and the mercies of the Almighty be with you. Special thanks going out to all those who have messaged on the program thus far. May Allah continue to bless us all in goodness and prosperity as we continue now with our lives beyond the month of Ramadan. So at this point, we now get into our lecture segment, and I want to begin by asking you a particular question. Have you ever experienced something after which you thought, wow, my faith in humanity has definitely been restored? Well, I want to share with you a particular incident, a personal incident that happened a bit earlier this week. So I went down to the supermarket to grab a couple of items. So I quickly got the items because I was running late, and I approached the cashier. And when I got there, there was an older gentleman in front of me who had already placed his items on the conveyor belt to be cashed. I then placed my items just after his on the conveyor belt. Now, when the cashier started cashing, she mistakenly cashed one of my items together with the items of the person in front of me. Now, immediately I tried to rectify the situation by bringing it to her attention. I said that, this item belongs to me, it does not belong to the person in front of me. In the meantime, the person in front of me whose items were being cashed, he turned around and he noticed what had happened. And then he quite simply said to me, no, leave it, I will pay for it. As a matter of fact, I'll pay for all of your items. Immediately, I was taken aback. It's something that I did not expect. And I offered to pay him back the money afterwards, but he quite flatly refused. And he said to me that this is my good deed for today. Now, on the backdrop of that experience, today, let's talk about something that is deeply human and deeply hopeful, the experience of having your faith in humanity restored. In times of hardship, in times of conflict and disconnect, it can feel as though compassion and kindness in the world are all fading. Yet ever so often, we are reminded, oftenly, unexpectedly, that people are still capable of extraordinary goodness. So this morning I want to share with you what this restoration feels like. Why does it matter? And the common moments that spark it, the psychological and social benefits it brings forth, and how we can nurture and spread that renewed faith in others to all around us. And I'd like to begin with a simple definition. When I say faith in humanity, I mean a baseline trust that people in general are inclined towards empathy, they are inclined towards cooperation and moral action. It does not mean being naive or giving in to blind optimism. It's a measured belief that, given the chance, many people will do the right thing. And having that faith restored is the emotional shift from negativity or despair back towards hope and trust. What does this restoration feel like? Well, first of all, I can tell you it's an absolutely amazing feeling. When you encounter it, when you experience it, it is indeed an amazing feeling. There is, a physical loosening, a sense of tension releasing from the shoulders and the jaw. When you've been carrying worry or suspicion about the motives of others, the body tends to pay a price. Tightness, fatigue, hypervigilance, moments that restore your faith, ease that psychological burden. You might notice smiling more easily, breathing more deeply, or feeling lighter. Now, put aside the physical impact, there is emotional reorientation as well. When you experience, such incidents, gratitude replaces bitterness, curiosity replaces suspicion, and openness replaces withdrawal. Thirdly, there is a cognitive realignment, where once you would have anticipated selfishness, you begin to expect cooperation and decency. This doesn't mean that you stop noticing the world's problems by any means. It means you reweigh evidence and you allow yourself to hope again. And that first person experience, that one-to-one experience, is often unexpectedly profound. I mean, imagine you are stuck on the side of the road and a stranger, a total stranger, not only stops by to help, but also goes above and beyond. Imagine a community rallying after a disaster, strangers forming food lines and sharing tools, taking in the displaced members of their community. Maybe it might be a small moment. Someone paying for your groceries at the supermarkets. A commuter returning a lost wallet. A teenager stepping between a bully and their target. These small moments accumulate. Each one is a data point that challenges the narrative that people only look out for themselves. The big question is, why do such moments restore faith? Well, one reason is contrast. When you have experienced or witnessed negativity, kindness tends to stand out. It becomes salient. Psychologically, humans are pattern seeking. We form narratives about the world based on repetition. Kind acts that contradict a negative narrative force an update in our minds. The mind says, if some people do good when it's not required, maybe goodness is more common than I thought. Another reason is emotional contamination. Witnessing positivity is contagious. It triggers within you positive emotions and it motivates you to also distribute positivity as well. When you see someone acting kindly, you are more likely to act kindly yourself. This creates a positive feedback, a positive loop that amplifies restoration of faith in humanity in your side. And as we go through life, sometimes we come across, these scenarios. Restoring faith in humanity isn't only emotionally satisfying, it has measurable psychological benefits as well. And those benefits tend to extend to physical health, mental health, social support as well. It can have such a very deep impact within our communities, the results of which goes sometimes beyond our imagination. So finally, think of one small action. I want you to think of one small action you can take this week to contribute to someone else's faith in humanity. A note of thanks, a small donation, a few hours volunteering, or simply listening to someone who needs to be heard. Small, consistent actions tend to compound and build up. In summary, having your faith in humanity restored is indeed a profound experience. It is a restorative experience with physical, emotional, and social benefits. It loosens bodily tension, it reorients emotions, and it helps you to move towards more of a positive behavior within your community. And it matters because it enables resilience, it enables collective problem solving, and better overall health. When you cultivate it by noticing and savoring kindness, by practicing gratitude, by engaging in acts of service and supporting institutes that tend to build trust, you are laying the foundation for a more positive community, for a more positive life. Restoration is not a denial of the world's problems, but it is a recognition. Having your faith restored in humanity is a recognition that amid the challenges we face as human beings, people are often capable of remarkable goodness and of remarkable care as well.
हम तेरे बिना अब रह नहीं सकते, तेरे बिना क्या वजूद मेरा। हम तेरे बिना अब रह नहीं सकते, तेरे बिना क्या वजूद मेरा। तुझसे जुदा अगर हो जाएंगे तो खुद से ही हो जाएंगे जुदा। अब तुम ही हो, बस तुम ही हो या रबी, बस तुम ही हो। चैन भी मेरी हर खुशी, मेरी जिंदगी बस तुम ही हो या रबी। तेरा मेरा रिश्ता है कैसा, एक पल दूर गवारा नहीं। मेरा सब शाम बस है तेरा, वक्त मेरा बस आपका है। कोई लम्हा मेरा ना हो तेरे बिना, हर सांस पे नाम तेरा। अब तुम ही हो, बस तुम ही हो या रबी, बस तुम ही हो। चैन भी मेरी हर खुशी, मेरी जिंदगी बस तुम ही हो। My Lord, you have come and seen me. I was lost and found now. You made love so easy. My Lord, keep me on the straight path. You're my one and only. बस तुम ही हो, तुम ही हो, बस तुम ही हो या रबी, बस तुम ही हो। चैन भी मेरी हर खुशी, मेरी जिंदगी बस तुम ही हो।
Well, as we're coming to the end of the program for this morning, I want to take the opportunity to say a very special thank you going out to the sponsors. The program this morning has been brought to you through the kind courtesies of Point 14 Hardware Limited, Adams Project Management and Construction Limited, Absolute Investments Limited, Nicer Brand Products Limited, and the Original Barbecue Hut Limited. Special salams and greetings of peace going out to you as well, our listeners and viewers who have joined us on the program this morning, to all those who would have messaged on the program locally, regionally, internationally, via the WhatsApp, via the social feeds. Thank you so much for your wonderful messages. May the blessings and the mercies of the Almighty be with you. Well, indeed, it was an absolute pleasure to be in your company over the past hour or so. By all means, you can most definitely catch me next week Friday from 5 a.m. as we bring to you another segment of Soul Inspirations, your program for inspiration, information, education, and entertainment. I'm your host and brother in humanity, Imam Safraz Ghani, signing off for this morning. Until next week, Friday, please do have an extremely blessed day, a blessed weekend. Stay safe, stay in the mercy of the Almighty. Much love, and may the peace, blessings, and mercies of Almighty Allah be with you. Up next is News at 6, followed by Prabhat. Most definitely do keep it locked on to 103.1 FM for more inspirational and, of course, motivational programming throughout the course of today. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Mubarak, Jumma Mubarak. It is Friday, this is the best day. Jumma Mubarak.